Hey everyone, welcome to another review, and as you saw my review for the movie Hot Pursuit, you can see I really didn't like it. But I said in that review, I saw another movie that same day, which was yesterday, and that movie cheered me up after seeing that god-awful movie. And the movie that cheered me up was this movie, Maggie. Yes, I saw the trailers for this movie a few months ago, and I was a little skeptical about this. I'm like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, him in a zombie movie that's meant to be taken seriously. I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, I was still curious, and I saw this movie, and it was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is very mixed in the reviews, but I'm on the positive side. I really enjoyed the movie Maggie. Before I get to the movie Maggie, I'm going to talk to you about zombie movies for a quick sec. A lot of people are really getting sick of zombies. Between, The Walking Dead and some mediocre zombie movies that came out in the past few years, people are like, oh my god, I'm sick of zombies already. Honestly, zombies have become their own genre of a film, pretty much. It's basically a horror, because there are zombies, they eat people. But they're almost their own genre, and I do enjoy zombie movies. Not all are good, but I do enjoy my fair share of zombie movies. But what makes a good zombie movie is having its own, style. Basically, being different from just a basic zombie movie. We have a lot of good zombie movies out there. There's, classic zombie movies, like the George A. Romero ones, like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. They're good zombie movies. And we also have, genuinely scary zombie movies like 28 Days Later. And we also have some funny zombie movies like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland. And we have a romance zombie movie like Warm Bodies. Yeah, this exists. The cure to a zombie apocalypse. Love. But honestly, they're all different zombie movies, and they're all good zombie movies. Those are some of the best zombie movies that have came out in the past 10 years. Yeah, the George A. Romero ones are, freaking masterful. But those are some of the best zombie movies, and they're all different. They're all unique. They have their own style, and they do something different with the zombie apocalypse. And that's why I like the show Walking Dead. And that's why I liked about this movie. This movie wasn't meant to be scary, wasn't meant to be funny, and wasn't meant to be romantic. It was meant to be dramatic, and which I really liked. It's meant to be atmospheric and dramatic and heartbreaking. Because the story of this movie is about a young girl named Maggie. And yeah, she basically gets bitten, and basically the whole movie is just her slowly dying and getting turned into this beast, to this zombie, and he's just slowly building up to this girl's doom. And that's why I liked about this movie, and that's basically it. That is the entire story of this movie. The movie is just about the girl's dad, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the girl Maggie is played by Abigail Breslin. And basically it's about her. She gets bitten, her dad finds her, and basically he keeps her at the house until she slowly turns. And I think it takes 2 weeks. Yeah, the movie takes place in a 2-week span, and you can see all the stages of what she's becoming, her face and her eyes, and then you can see food cravings, and basically you have 2 choices when you're slowly turning into a zombie. Basically, you can get quarantined, which is the police take you into this facility, and basically they inject you up until you slowly die, or basically your parents or your significant other shoots you. That's what you got. You either die by a loved one, or you die by a bunch of doctors at a quarantine. And basically, she doesn't want to go to quarantine. Her father, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, basically keeps her until she's dead. And honestly, it just works, this movie. This movie is a straight-up drama. This is not a horror movie. It's a dramatic film, and it's very good. And I can see why some people didn't like it, but I was really into this movie. The atmosphere was really breathtaking. There's a lot of atmospheric scenes in this movie, and it was a really grayish movie. The cinematography was good. Some people, I've heard some complaints, this movie's a little too dark. Not the story's dark, it's shot very dark. It's very grayish, this movie, and I really like that, because that really set the tone of this movie, because the reason that it's not bright and colorful is because what this girl's feeling is very grayish. It's very blah. She's not feeling anything. She's not feeling, well, she is feeling sadness, but basically she's just feeling death. And that's what kind of death feels like. This movie feels like death. It's all grayish and smoggy and everything. And I really like that, and the cinematography really showed that. So I really did enjoy the cinematography in this movie. And I really liked the tone of this movie. It was very dark, and it was pretty gritty at times, and it was very heartbreaking, actually, seeing this character Maggie go through all this pain, and you just feel so bad for her. You feel bad for her dad, too, and yeah, honestly, Arnold Schwarzenegger gives a good performance. Yes, that just came out of my mouth. Arnold Schwarzenegger gives a good performance. I've always been ramping that he's a bad actor. He's a bad actor that I love. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love his movies. He's not a good actor. He's good in this movie. He's very compelling in this movie, and I really bought his character, and I really felt the chemistry with him and Maggie. And Abigail Breslin stole the whole movie. She was fantastic. And I already know Abigail Breslin's a good actress. Like, I've seen her in, like, Little Miss Sunshine and stuff. She's a great little actress, and honestly, the past little bit I've seen her done a little bit of crap, but I'm glad she's getting back into the good dramatic roles, and she's very good in this movie. I felt so bad for her. She was a very compelling character and a very sympathetic character, and I really, really enjoyed her. And yeah, I really enjoyed the makeup. Like, I love how they slowly build to her turning into a zombie. Like, starts with her arm and all these veins, then the eyes and stuff. And, like, it was really creepy. Like, this movie is not scary. It just has some creepy stuff, like, between its atmosphere and tone. And some of the imagery in this movie is scary. Like, there's a specific shot in this movie. It's a very awesome shot. It is just Maggie in the tub, and there's just blood. And all I see is her. She's, like, looking directly at the camera. She almost looks like a monster, and it's a very creepy image. And I really, really like that. And there's, like, another scene when, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is looking at a fox that Maggie killed. And the shot just stays there for 10 seconds, and it's a very creepy shot. And yeah, the imagery in this movie is creepy. The story isn't very creepy, and it's not a scary movie. It's not meant to be a scary movie. It's meant to be a dramatic zombie movie, which I liked. And yeah, it's just the imagery that was a little creepy, and it just worked. It really, really worked. I think this entire movie worked, and I really, really liked it. And another thing I liked about this movie, they didn't actually explain to you how this zombie apocalypse happened. You don't know if it's all around the whole world. Is it just in this town? There's a lot of questions you want to ask, but honestly, you don't care, because honestly, fear of the unknown makes it all the more scary. Not knowing actually makes the movie a little more creepy, a little more dark, and a little more atmospheric, and a little, just more interesting, because honestly, you just think of ideas of your own. You're like, maybe it's about this, maybe that happened, maybe that's the only town in the whole world, we don't know, and you don't know, and honestly, it makes the movie all the more fascinating, and also a little thought-provoking at times, and I really, really liked this movie. I enjoyed it. Like I said, yeah, some of the flaws of this movie, it's a bit clumsy at times with the filmmaking style. It's a little clumsy at times. Some characters in this movie, most of the supporting characters, are very bland characters. I really didn't care for them, especially like the police officers and Abigail Breslin's friends, Maggie's friends. They're very bland. And even the stepmother, she was kind of a bland character, and I didn't care about them. But you know what? Who cares? Because the movie is mostly based on Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin's character, Maggie. And that's what made the movie good, because them two are really good in this movie. They're both very compelling characters, very sympathetic and likable characters, and I was into this movie from start to finish. It was only an hour and 35 minutes, and I kind of wanted this movie to be a little bit longer, and honestly, though, I was so satisfied by this ending, and like, some people are going to think, like, oh, I didn't like that ending. I did like that ending, because, honestly, they could have went another way, and that would have made the movie a little more darker, but I'm glad they didn't choose that route. I won't spoil how this movie ends, because that's just a big spoiler, but how it ends, I think that is a perfect ending to this movie, and it just makes the symbolism more better, and it follows the tone of the film better, too, and I really enjoyed this movie. I really, really liked it, and honestly, if you're a zombie movie fan, you might not, like, if you're into the hardcore zombie things, like ripping people up and stuff, you might not get into this movie, but if you're into movies, like good dramatic movies, about movies with, like, good character studies, and just showing, like, characters go through all this pain, and what people have to do in certain situations, and I think you'll like this movie. This is a very, very interesting movie. It's a very compelling movie, and a very heartbreaking movie. At that too. It's a little dark, it's a little unpleasant, it's a little slow at times, but I think all of that makes the movie good. I really, really like this movie, and I highly recommend the movie Maggie. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this movie an 8 out of 10. Yeah, this movie was great. Also forgot to mention, this movie is directed by Henry Hobson, who made his directorial debut. Good job, buddy. It was a very well-directed movie, and he actually structuralized the film rather well. So yeah, just I wanted to mention that. And yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite zombie movie? Comment below, let me know. My favorite zombie movie is the old school Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, classic 60s movie. I love watching that every Halloween. So yeah, please comment below, favorite zombie movie. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.